Reining in the color. We're going to look at a couple ways to adjust white balance with curves. So let's adjust the color balance or try to find the white point in this image to make this look a little less orangey. We'll go to the curves, adjustment layer, and then we need to actually see the properties. So we'll temporarily minimize the layers palette by double clicking on the name. And then we can see this histogram of the image. Now we have these three color pickers here. The first one is the black point. The second one is the gray point. And the third one is the white point. And if you're thinking, we're talking about white balance, so we're going to use the white point tool. Well, no. Actually, that will find the whitest point in the image, so the brightest point. We actually want to, technically, we're looking for the grayest part of the image. So an image, part of the image that shouldn't have color, we want to use this one to find that. So we'll click on the gray point. And then let's just look around and see, maybe is the coffee the grayest thing? Close. Maybe the paper. Paper isn't completely white. That gets us pretty close. How about this pen? We'll choose the shadow area here. That's pretty close, but I'm suspecting that this approach is not going to work so well for this image. Here's a recap. That sort of fixed the image, but there maybe is a better way. Let's try another method. We'll reset the curves, and that gives us back our image as it was before. And then we're going to hold down Alt or Option and press Auto. And then we can choose from two options here, which will try to move the color channels back to where they should be. Enhance per channel contrast or find dark and light colors. It looks like we're getting better contrast using the enhance per channel contrast. Just press OK. And then let's look at our histogram here. In the red channel, we'll see that it is setting the darkest and lightest red channel. And what happens is that the input color is moved over to an output value. So if it's at 93, it'll be at 3. So that's quite a bit of difference. It's basically moving this histogram all the way over to there. And similar to the top. So it's basically saying, here's the new start and end points for this histogram. And similar on the green channel and on the blue channel. Sometimes it's not a white balance issue. So here's an image that is a little bit too orange. We'd like to cool this image a bit if we can. One way to do that is to apply an adjustment of a photo filter. And this is just like putting a photo filter on the lens of the camera. So we can see we have several presets here. Warming filter. We're looking for a cooling filter. So we'll choose cooling filter 82. And then we can see that actually makes quite a bit of difference. It's almost perfect as is. So let's look at what it was originally. And then with the cooling filter. We can play with the density. So how intense this filter will be over the lens. And we can kind of get to where it's not affecting it so much that it's making it completely blue, but we're just kind of minimizing that extreme yellow in the sky. There we go. You can also choose a color yourself here. So let's say we wanted to actually make this more purple. So in addition to correcting errors, you can get artistic. And then we can move our density up quite a bit. Now we're on an alien world. If we preserve luminosity, that is going to be probably the option that you always want to choose. You see that we're making this quite a bit darker, but really we just wanted to make a subtle effect. So it's a good idea to have that checked when you're using the photo filter.